You're listening to Pointing Pointers, the Point to Point podcast. Hello, welcome to episode 4 of Pointing Pointers season 5. Sam is back. You can see him there. We don't need to hear from you, Sam. And we have been told that we need to make this slicker, more professional, which is why we brought Steph Jones on the podcast to babysit us. I've got a glass of red wine to try and calm the, frenzy. And Sam has moved to a position in his room where he's not distracted by the television. Sam, how are you getting on?
I'm good, thank you, Ben. Yeah, nice to have racing back at the weekend. Obviously, I'd never made it there, but you two did. So I'm looking forward to hearing how it went.
And Steph is down in Dunsmore, which we're very much looking forward to. And it's one of the reasons why we've got Steph on as trainers representative of the banging form Newman Woolacott yard. Steph, how are you getting on?
Yeah, good, thanks. I enjoyed a good bit of racing at the weekend. Obviously saw you at Knightwick and then went on down to Dunsmore. Yeah, so it was a busy weekend. And then we went schooling on Monday. So, yeah, it's been good.
The stuff of dreams. And Steph, you have got a new role within the PPRA, which is worth a mention. I think you've been given the role of vice chair to support Charlie Poste.
Yeah, thankfully not too much is going to change really. But I will continue to do the communications for the newsletters and WhatsApps and things like that. And then, just with a new title of vice chair to support Charlie, and Mark Wall, who was in the role, he stays on the committee as a representative as well. So, yeah, all good.
When I asked Sam what a vice chair was, he said it was something he'd seen in a museum in Amsterdam, but still don't know what he means really. Racing is back. As we said earlier, we were across both courses at the weekend, so we're bringing you fresh information from our own eyes. I loved it down at Knightwick, a good 3-hour drive, but I wouldn't want to miss it. Took a day off from hunting, said I can't go. Went down there, and it was great to be there. Nice to see you as well, Steph. Sam, you were on your couch half an hour away, which was disappointing, but you are a big fan of the sport and have no doubt been pouring across the results, watching all the videos. What did you make of it?
So from home, it was good to have watched it all back yesterday when the videos came out, and 41 runners from 55 horses, I thought wasn't a bad return really, and it looked competitive racing all in all. Hannah Roach obviously got her horses fit at the beginning of the season, banged in 4 winners. My tip went in, rewrite the rules, what a horse. It was good to see him when he won comfortably. It's interesting to see they brought these 2 horses off Thoroughbid, Paul Marvel and Gracos de Barm, which both won nicely, although in the Open, the horse that ran out the last looked to be coming to challenge. But 4 winners, get some rolling. You can see these horses, to be honest, going on and winning a couple more races. And for a yard that's probably, don't know how many they've got in this season, but you could see them notching up a few wins with the likes of these that they ran. Obviously, Barton Snow had some nice place form in Ireland. We got into a good battle with Great Valley. I think that Great Valley is probably going to go on and win a couple as well. So. It was interesting. Yeah, Paul Marvel rated 131, ex-Mullins horse. And Gracos de Barm, Joseph O'Brien was rated 130 for him as well, although he was running over shorter trips, so it'd be interesting to see where they go with him. But they look like 2 good buys, and fair play to them. Is that about a good roundup of that? Or was any more to add?
Yeah. Anyone else have any winners, or are we just making this the Hannah Roach show?
Well, you can do if you want.
We haven't got long enough.
Maybe that, shall we? The interesting maiden that we mentioned as well, the horse of Ellis's that went on, beat El Capitan, which I was extremely disappointed about, to be honest. But I think a few of them horses will probably run up a sequence, especially if they stay pointing. I understand that the winner is going to go to Cheltenham on Friday. But I thought he did it nice enough. He was a bit green, but he did it nicely. And the second horse is going to go on and win a few races, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your tip went in.
You just reminded me of my biggest loss of the day, of which there were many, on El Capitan, who I was absolutely convinced by the lady on the screen below me was going to bolt up. Didn't quite get it done, but it's really competitive racing. Steph, you were there. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, no, it was really good. And in fairness, El Capitani will be a really nice horse, and he was just beat by a better one on the day with a race that was probably run to suit. and I hope they get paid well for him at the sales, because they deserve to. Look like a really nice horse. So I think it was a really competitive maiden. In hindsight, we were obviously like really keen to be in that division and avoid your tip that you were so pleased with. But actually, that race probably was ran more suitably with an end-to-end gallop. So yeah, the way things work out, it is what it is. But he'll certainly go on and win plenty of races. He isn't a sales maiden horse for us, so from that perspective, it's probably worked out for everyone all round. So I hope Tom and Gina go on and get paid well for their horse, because he looked like a really nice one. It was lovely to see Daisy White win the first. It was her first winner, so that was pretty awesome. She's a Newcastle student who trains her own with her mum. So it was really nice to chat to her as well, which I'm hoping we're going to include in the podcast here.
Yeah, let's do that now.
That was good. That was so smooth.
You are smooth, Steph. Let's go. I am here with Daisy White, who has just won on Killer Clown, the first race of the season at Knightwick. Daisy, congratulations, first of all. We love a first winner on Pointing Pointers. And look, the horse had the back class to do it, but you still gave him a lovely ride, and you must have enjoyed that.
It was great fun, yeah. He's such a dude of a horse, and he gave me such a spin round. I was mainly just a passenger. He just kept going round, but when I gave him a squeeze, he went, of course I will. So amazing. It was a great ride. Yeah.
It's one of those that was obvious in hindsight for all the punters out there, I think. But so you're doing it yourself at home?
Me and Mum, very much team effort, doing it at home. Mum slightly more at the moment, but yes, great fun at home. Up the verges and then an occasional trip to the gallops.
That's absolutely amazing. That's what we love to hear, and what a great way to start the pointing season with someone having their first winner on a horse that's dropping back from under rules to go pointing. Well done, Daisy. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
So in the second and fourth races, we obviously had PPRA races. So they were cleaned up by Hannah Roach and Huw Edwards, who took away all our new merchandise. So we had the new Spillers rugs and the Charles Owen merchandise as well. So yeah, they cleared up on all the prizes.
Yeah, Huw, after taking all these rugs, had a quick chat with us after his winners, and this is what he had to say.
So I'm here with Huw Edwards, who's won 4 races today, 2 of which sponsored by the PPRA, and so he's taken 2 Spillers rugs home with you, and a great deal of satisfaction, I'd imagine. That must have been some day for you.
Yeah, no, brilliant day. I was hoping for a good day, but all 4 of them to go right was very good, yeah.
Yeah, well, you're winning the Jockeys Championship as you stand. I was giving you plenty of hammer on the show this week, but you've proved me, well, I was only joking anyway, but you've gone into the business. And what was the horse that gave you the best feel? What would you say would probably progress from here on?
Rewrite the rules picked up very well.
Yeah.
On a bit of daylight, coming 3 out when he was gone. I didn't really have to ask him, so
19 lengths on the bridle.
Yeah.
Impressive stuff.
I didn't have to do a whole lot of riding today. Quite lucky to be on him, really. So.
Oh, well, good on you. I wish you the best of luck for the season, and we'll catch you soon, no doubt.
Yeah, lovely. Cheers.
Well done, Huw.
Cheers.
The big tip of the weekend, Sam, not the one that I put up on Nick Luck Daily. We won't mention that. That could be in. The big tip of our pod was, of course, Kilford and Woods, who I told listeners I was going down there to back, and Julie did. Now, I want to give a big shout out at this point to the bookmaker, Mark Hill, who was very good with me all day. Sam, he seemed to know you very well, strangely. But
Heard of him, mate.
He didn't even give me a slip. We trusted each other to told him what I wanted, and we had a good battle all day, of which I'm pretty sure he came out on top. But having Backdale Capitan, my cash reserves were null and void. So I needed to pay for the big bet of the day on card. Now, for reasons I'm yet to look into, both cards that I tried to use declined. So I stood in a large queue of people with Mark Hill with 2 declined, and he said, "Don't worry." I said, I need to go get my physical card because I was on Apple Pay. So I said, "I'll go get my physical card." He said, "Yeah, no worries. I'll just you can have it at 5-2 when you come back." I thought he meant when you come back, whether it wins or not. And I was thinking, if it loses, I was obviously going to go back and pay with my card, right? So I go back, and I said, "Oh, how do we do this then? Because you haven't actually got my stake." And he said, "Well, yeah, but did you actually place the bet?" I said, "Yeah." Oh, you
You idiot.
Anyway, at which point he was like, "I thought you were going to go get your card and bring it back and pay me." I said, "Well, I was obviously going to pay you if it lost." And, I've never met the guy before, but he trusted me. And to be fair to him, he stood by it, paid out. And yeah, so big shout out to Mark Hill. What a gent. But as a miscommunication, he could have quite easily just said, on your bike, son. But yeah, he paid.
I would have done that, to be honest.
Well, after my long trip down there to back one horse, I was delighted that he played fairly. And so big shout out to him. Thanks very much.
I thought he was getting a lovely ride, actually, by Zach. A nice, patient ride.
Yes.
Didn't rush. He travelled nicely through the race. I think he'll go on and win. He could be a really fun horse for the season, for the syndicate. Yeah,
big time. Kicking myself, I didn't get involved earlier, really. But we actually spoke to Charlie. I spoke to Charlie after, as we were walking back to the lorry park, and this is what he had to say.
Snap of the week landed. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, to be honest. As in, I was talking to the owners, and I hate standing with my wife watching races because she's a terrible watcher. And with a circuit to go, when Zach pulled his stick through, and she said, I don't know about you, but I'm not really liking watching this very much. And I was like, just relax. I think he's just taking his time. And then, he worked his way into it, the horse, and Kilfillan Woods. And I thought he won very, very impressively. Nick Pearce, who's a very good trainer, fancied his horse strongly, and he sprinted away from him. So it's really nice, especially on the first day of the season, does everyone's confidence the world of good. And with a horse like that, he's an 8-year-old maiden. It's great to see that he can get his head in front, and hopefully he'll get a big boost in confidence from that, and we can go forward with him, and he's maybe potentially an exciting prospect for the season ahead. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be really interesting to see where you can go with him. It wasn't an easy watch for me because I was watching the horse in the blue and the yellow colours for the two circuits, thinking that was Kilfillan Woods. And so when he was beaten off, and then I found out that it was actually the one in the white colours, I was delighted. But he did that really nicely in the end, and well done.
Thanks very much, mate.
So, Sam, your Cliff horse finally wins at odds 6-4. For the Hannah,
you won at one point, which you were oblivious to, but never mind.
Yeah, sorry about that. And I went into the sponsor tent afterwards to find the ever popular David O'Brien and had a chat with him. Fascinating guy, and what a story! That he's 60 and he's reapplying for his license. But with the jockey change of Huw Edwards and a new trainer. The horse and him have found a new vein of success, and this is what David had to say.
So I'm here with David O'Brien, owner and previous jockey of Rewrite the Rules. David, we've just seen him romp to victory. You must be over the moon.
Absolutely thrilled. Yeah, it's been something I've wanted to do for a long time with him, but I've just never managed to pull it off because I've been the trainer.
Well, no, you've done a fantastic job, and you were riding him until fairly recently. But tell us why you're not anymore.
Yeah, so I'm 60 in 2 weeks' time, and about a year ago I just had terrible pains in my legs and thought it was my knees. Wasn't really sure. Anyway, eventually both hips were shot, arthritis. So I've had 2 new hips in July, and I'm on the road to recovery. I've been riding out for 9 weeks every morning. Wow. on the horse. That's just one. But I just need to get my license back.
So you are going to get your license back? That's absolutely incredible. So you've just said you're 60 years old and you're going to get your license back again?
In a couple of weeks, yeah. Well, that's always been my ambition, to ride a winner when I'm 60. I only started racing when I was 40 as a sort of let's do the hunt race before I'm too old. And I sort of soldiered on since then and had ups and downs. Had a good spell on a horse called Number Cruncher for about 7 years. And then he retired. I thought I'd retire with him, but then Mel Smith, bloodstock agent, persuaded me not to give up, found a horse for me from Shark Hanlon. And that was Boris, as we call him, Rewrite the Rules. He never quite fulfilled what I thought he would do straight away, and that was because I couldn't hold him in races. He's a big, strong horse. As you saw today, he wants to make the running.
Well, he's absolutely bolted up. I mean, I just spoke to another jockey in the race, and he said that he took 15 lengths out of them at the start, and then on the second circuit or the third circuit, he just accelerated away from them again. So clearly, so you're saying that the jockey change was an upgrade, but you were more than capable of training him yourself.
No, not well. I've had horses at the Hannah O'Shea yard before, and we had a lot of success on quite sort of average horses. And that just is testimony to the regime that they have there. Fortunately, I live really 5 minutes from the gallops that they use, so I drive up there, jump on my horse, and then go to work. Whereas previously, if it was raining or cold or whatever, or had a meeting, whereas if I don't turn up, I'll get sacked.
Well, congratulations again. You've given Sam tipped him up on the podcast this week, much to my dismay. It's been a bit of a cliff horse for us, so congratulations, massive well done, and hopefully we'll see you back in the saddle soon.
Yeah, that's the plan. I just got to get through the fitness tests again, which shouldn't be a problem.
Well done.
Thank you.
So, Dunsmore, Steph. We haven't got the foggiest what happened down there. It's too far south. We couldn't possibly get there on the Sunday after the Saturday. But luckily for everyone listening, you went. And it's a great time to have you on the pod because you know a lot of the inner workings of that yard. And the three-timer,
but we'll discuss why it wasn't a 4-timer in a minute. Yeah, well, with comments like that, Ben, you won't be welcome down in Devon and Cornwall if you're not careful. No, it was very, very good. Dunsmore was a great meeting, lovely crowd. I thought it was a really good start to our season down there. I worked backwards, actually, because one of the best races of the day was the Older Horse Maiden, the last race of the day. I thought it was extremely competitive. It was a really, really enjoyable watch. Not least because we won with a horse called Clondor Drake. So yeah, no, it was a really good day. We had Tip Top Mountain. He went in the mixed open. Now he was ridden by Josh, but he was only Josh is only riding in for a bit of a spin to check him out for his new owners. So Tilly Garton is a owner rider in our yard. She's going to have her first ride. She bought him in the summer for herself. And he's a lovely, lovely chap. But Josh was just got the pleasure of enjoying a bit of a spin to just see if he's all good. I don't think he'll want to give him back because he was absolutely serious. But I think he'll do a lovely job for Tilly. And it was really nice to see that he will work out. And Holiday Fund loves better ground. And, you know, it was safe ground, but it was top of the ground. And he really enjoyed that. And then
top of the ground in Devon and Cornwall. You must be joking.
And then I'll let Sam tell you all about what happened with our horse that should have gone 4 from 4.
Well,
what happened to Longshank, Sam?
Well,
so you had a debrief with the jockey.
The jockey was just in my house earlier, and I saw him, and I asked him how the hell. Although someone who I do want to mention is the young lad who won the race for 17 years old. I think he is a gift in a novice riders race. He got outrode by a 17-year-old, but don't have any more words to say than that. To be honest, I thought Tom Huxby built up a good lead on Kay Fernando, who's no mug. Obviously, a horse I know well from when he's at Skelton's. Stays longer than your mother-in-law, and yeah, he's a nice horse. But yeah, he was given a bit too much rope, to be honest. But there you go. Is that enough?
Yeah.
I think I might know where this went wrong, Steph.
Yeah, go on.
When I came down to Blackmore Farm in the summer, I rode Longshanks.
You did.
And he's never quite been the same.
Honestly, I thought it looked like it was running like it's got a bad back. Have you not got that sorted since you rode it?
Longshanks on Longshanks, yeah.
Poor Longshanks. No, he's a lovely horse. And
he's a nice ride.
Yeah, he'll come out and have his day.
Just not with Sean on board.
Yeah, probably not. Poor Sean. Yeah, just didn't work out. One of those things.
4-year-old maiden, talk us through it. I know you've watched the replay.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, because I actually did half tip it up last week. Although I did say he was second to Tormund Giant's Bane, he was actually fourth, but he was only beat 10 lengths at Kimball. So it was interesting to see. I thought this was quite a nice race, but quite competitive. But they didn't go very quick, and I thought Biddick was kind of showed him to his finest as per usual. When they started to quicken the pace, turning down the side, he just sat in behind them, and yeah, I thought it was a bit of a masterclass, to be honest. He came and nicked it, turning in, and sprinted away. Looks like a horse that's got, probably a track horse. Looks like it's got a lot of speed, and yeah, he did it nicely. And he also goes to Cheltenham on Friday. I thought the horse to take out the race, maybe he'll probably stay under rules, knowing Mick Kehoe is code talker. They didn't go much of a gallop, and he was very keen throughout. But I think some of the horses in behind will, definitely have their day. That's a race to keep on the right side of, I think.
Well, let's hear what Will had to say about it now.
Hi, lads. Yeah, always nice to ride a winner at the start of the season. We're really pleased with Volrael's performance at Dunsmore last weekend. He had a smooth run from his summer break, and his run at Kimble last year, he'd improved a lot from that mentally as much as anything else. It rode a good race. I'd say there'll be a few more winners to come out of that. Nice to see that Tormund Giants Bane has gone out and won, and even Brad's horse Wake Up Hadley had finished third in the Aintree bumper following that run. It's a shame there weren't any more runners in his race last Sunday, but you can only beat what's there, and there were we had 5 nice horses in the field, and it was nice to see him finish in front. I know that, but Fred Phillipson-Stowe, he's played a big part in this horse, and I think it's key that he rides him every day. And I think when jockeys can form relationships with horses at home, it plays a massive part into that horse's rideability and being how to train them and all that. They just form relationships, and I think that plays a massive part in a horse's career. We bought him at the Land Rover sale as a store, and he didn't go and win in the spring, but we've summered him out. We liked him enough. We thought we'd pursue with him, and it's nice that he's proven now what he's shown us at home, what he can do. And we'll he's off to the sales tonight, so hopefully he sells, and we can concentrate then on the stores that we've bought this summer to replace the likes of him.
So what do you reckon these sales horses are going to make on Friday, these 2 English point-to-pointers? What are we expecting, do you think?
50,000, I would have said, around there. They both, hopefully they make, more than that, but they've both been beaten. And yeah, that's probably where the market is, I guess. I could be completely wrong. I don't follow it enough, probably, sales. But what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. And what I don't understand is the inflated values that have been seen on the Irish winners, because there's so many of them being paid over 50, and yet not going on to not even win, let alone do good things. And yet you can find so much more value in an English point-to-pointer. So I do hope they get.
And they're doing well. The graduates are doing well, aren't they? So
yeah,
hopefully. But yeah, it'd be interesting. Hopefully, obviously, they make more than that. But yeah, it's hard to put a guide on it, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Who's going to Badbury Rings?
I probably won't.
Have you got any runners?
Very unlikely. Having already, we went hard early. So yeah, we're gonna have probably a weekend off and then go to Great Tretu the following week.
Yeah, I hope you could do with a bit of rain, really, couldn't we? Really, it's probably going to be fast enough down there. They are going to water, aren't they? But
they are going to water. They don't hold any PPORA races, so I'm going to probably have the weekend off of point-to-pointing whilst we have the chance.
Lovely. I was interested.
Enough.
No, I'll be at Cheltenham, but I did see a couple of entries in down there. The conditions race in the Open looks quite interesting, but I can't imagine they're going to risk a horse like My Drogo on quickish ground down there. I saw he was entered. He's with Ed Walker. He could be an interesting recruit if he can keep his.
Hang on. As in the actual My Drogo is gone.
Nice to see you've done your homework, Ben, isn't it? Yeah.
Wow. No, Sam. I asked you to do your homework, so I didn't have to just do it all.
So My Drogo's St Calvados, ex Paul Nicholls inmate. They're entered down there. So that'd be interesting to see if they take up that engagement, but I'd be extremely surprised if they do, to be honest. My Drogo's 18 hands. He's not been the soundest horse in the world, but if he can keep his body in one piece, he'll be pretty frightening in the point-to-points there, I think.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's mad to think that we will be running on watered quick ground in comparison to the ground that they had when we were all there last, same meeting last season. But at least they are able to water, and pointing isn't the only one. National Hunt Racing is massively struggling on the ground front. And it was interesting to hear what Nick Pearce had to say about Knightwick ground. He said Underalls would be absolutely dying for ground like this. So yeah, we're pretty fortunate on some of our tracks to be able to run some nice races.
I thought his horse blew up, actually, Percy. Needed to do more work with it. That's what I thought.
Let him know.
It didn't jump that well.
No, he should have scored it more. He only scores it 2 times a week, and he had it in for 5 months. He got it in at Easter.
You know what? I'm going to put it out there, because we're all too cool for school in this game, and no one says what they really means. Nick Pearce is a bloody lovely guy, and he's so enthusiastic, and this game needs more people like Nick Pearce.
He does.
Stop being horrible to your friend and make me defend him. We need more people like Nick Pearce in this game. Good on it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm only winding him up. He knows I'm joking.
So, any other business? I've got one little nugget of unpopular opinion, which is just
how long we got
doing this one meeting a weekend thing. Like, the racing was great at Knightwick. It was good at Dunsmore. I think it'd be really good if the horses, obviously there's going to be a lot of withdrawals on the ground, etc. But it's just something nice about everyone from the pointing fraternity sort of getting together in 1 or 2 places on a weekend and not being spread, all over the country.
Yeah. It's. I do find that there's too many meetings when the season comes in, and the racing gets diluted, doesn't it? I completely agree. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I don't think the problem is there's not enough weekends to host all the point to points that need to happen to get all the racing on. But I just find, we talked about it a lot last year, but as it gets more congested, people can avoid each other. And
yeah, so Ben, nice. What would you do? Go on then. What would you do? You've just said it's hard for everyone to get a meeting on that wants to get a meeting on. What would you do? How do you fix it?
I would axe some of the meetings.
Do you know what I would do? Have more midweek meetings.
Yes, we love a Wednesday night and a Friday night meeting.
Yeah, why not?
In the spring.
A small side note on that, guys. Until the back end of the season, it's dark.
Well, obviously,
have it in the daytime. Then
there is a possibility to have them when they were able to reschedule later in the season. Nobody took up the Wednesday night option, Wednesday afternoon option, or the Friday afternoon option. Like,
how many people is that going to stop to run if it's in the week? Not many.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth looking at.
It's just be the crowd, won't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Because looking at the crowd at Knightwick, I'd say most of them are of retirement age. But
I think that's unfair. I thought Knightwick crowd was a younger point to point crowd.
Yeah, well, you two were there. It's not that young.
That is unfair. But I guess what I'm saying is no, you're right. I think for the general public gate, you do need it to be at the weekend, and you can see that when it's on bank holiday weekends and they're absolutely like rammed. That's
massive.
But
yeah. So then you have to think about why are you running a point to point? Like, what is the point of the meeting?
What's the point of a point to point?
Yeah, as they say in Made in Chelsea, if you've ever seen it. But
they've got time for that.
Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, you have to think, like, are all point to points ran just specifically for gate attendance? Are some more important from an actual horse population perspective in terms of, those more commercial maiden type meetings? Like, what? Not all point to points. You can get some really massive bank holiday weekend crowds with only 2 or 3 runner races. Well, what's
that's kind of my point, really. Yeah, there's no easy fixes there, and look, we could wrap ourselves in knots with all this, but it's just one thing.
It's just something you wanted to raise.
and then run away
They
from
raised it for no reason, and I had no answer to back it up. This is what.
Yeah. All problems, no solutions, Ben.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
Oh, hardly.
That's what your wife says as well.
Okay, so anything from either of you?
Yes, I would like to know if anyone heard any rumours from the Knightwick schooling. Any good things seen at the schooling?
Yes.
Go on.
I can't really
Can't
talk
say-
about it
Why?
because there's a horse that is going very, very well, which I might just have a small interest in.
Yeah, well, this is what our viewers want to know about. Tell us.
Not there, is it?
It is. They want to be able to back these.
Yeah, this is the on. You got to divulge.
Come
Just
on.
let us know when it's running. Let the listeners know when it runs, because it could all go wrong between now
We'll
and
let
then.
you know. We'll let you know when it's running. And as
There was
you
school in there
know,
yesterday as well, which is good.
yeah, no, it's great, and it's good to see these tracks being used. Chris Barber was there with 12 or so. Charlie and Fran were there with 13 or so. People are making real use of Knightwick and other places to get the education into their young horses. So it's a really good thing. And like you say, a lot of rules tracks would die for the ground that Knightwick had in the end. So may that continue.
How many horses have you actually got, Ben?
Whiskers of many. That's the way to do it, Sam. I'll tell you about it when you're grown up. But
there's the story of your life. You've got your fingers in a lot of pies, haven't you, boy?
It's been the story of most of your life as well, Sam, but we won't go there. So, on that bombshell.
What an ending.
What an ending. And as Jeremy Clarkson would say, on that bombshell, we'll draw this episode to a close. It's been a pleasure as always, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
You're listening to Pointing Pointers, the Point to Point podcast.